Are you listening?
It's something magic about those games that I think I haven't played anything like that.
So it's like a lot of opportunity to do different things in the same game. Still playing as a cake, still trying to be the tastiest, but you can do a lot of different things.
Cake Bash is the latest multiplayer party game to come from developer High Tea Frog Games and publisher CoatSync. With Cake Bash launching on October 15th, we decided to sit down and talk with the developers at High Tea Frog Games and discuss what inspired them to make a game about battling pastries, how a team of 2 people created such a unique style of game, and what we all can expect on day 1 when we jump into Cake Bash. So sit back and grab your favorite pastry as we get you ready for Cake Bash. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nerf Report. Thank you again so much for joining us. Today we are joined by a very special guest. We have Clem and Laura from High Tea Frog Games. If you're not aware, this is the studio behind the upcoming game Cake Bash that will be launching on October 15th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Steam, and Google Stadia. In regards to this game, I have so much I want to talk to you about this because in October, with all the games releasing, I think Cake Bash looks so unique and so fun. For someone watching this who has no idea what the game is, could you explain to them what to expect with Cake Bash?
It's a game where you play as drawn-to-life cakes, and you have to fight to be the tastiest.
That is fantastic. Now, I know that I saw that there's a few different game modes available. How many game modes are there going to be at the launch of the game?
It's a party game, so it's like multiplayer only. You can play along with bots, but it's mostly multiplayer. And we'll have, how many? We'll have 8 mini games and 5 bigger game modes that you can play on 5 different maps. So it's like a lot of opportunity to do different things in the same game. Still playing as a cake, still trying to be the tastiest, but you can do a lot of different things.
That's really unique. You know, online I saw Wasp Attack, Fork Knife, and Campfire. And out of all of the 8 games that you're talking about, and then a few of the bigger ones, which are your 2 favorite games that what do you guys like playing the most?
I really like playing Campfire, but that's because I'm really good at it. I think that helps. From the main game modes, I think my favourite one has to be one that we haven't actually shown yet, which is called Hundreds and Thousands. And you have to, it's kind of like a King of the Hill style thing, but the machine drops sprinkles. I think in America you call them jimmies.
Yeah, we jimmies and sprinkles. Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
And then the machine goes wrong, so you have to try and get away from it before it like emits this disgusting like cloud of gas. But it's really funny. Like I just love it.
And what about you, Clem?
I like Fork Knife a lot, though, because it's really simple and it works. Yeah, it's really exciting. I don't know if you got a chance to try it in the demo, but it goes really fast, and you can sometimes feel like you don't really know what you are doing, and you win because the others make a mistake. And we like the pun with another game, quite popular. So yeah,
that's kind of the thing that I took away from watching it online was it almost, and hopefully this is a compliment to you guys, but it almost gave me kind of a Mario Party vibe where there's different strategies and different games that you can play with your friends, and it took me back to a simpler time of friends coming over to the house, sitting down on the couch, playing games with me, and I'm really excited that developers like yourself are bringing that style of game back with Cake Bash.
Yeah, it's really funny because that was like our main inspiration. I feel like developers now kind of grew up in that time, the 90s and the noughties where, you just play with your family, and every time I go home for Christmas or Easter or whatever, we tend to dig out the old N64 games rather than play new things. And it's something magic about those games that I think I haven't played anything like that for probably 10 years, probably since Rayman Raving Rabbids on the Wii. I don't think there's really been anything like that, so we just wanted to try and capture some of that again.
That's awesome. Now, in regards to the characters, we have, or I have seen donuts, pies, cupcakes. How many different styles of characters are there going to be actually in the game?
We have 7 different type of cakes. Yeah, okay. But each of these cake has different flavors. So flavors you can think of it as like skins, really. But some of them are just just a different flavor, so like a small change. While some of them are like completely different style of cake, and on how they are going to look and be.
So I guess from a sense of customization, I mean, the availability of characters is kind of bigger than just the original styles, just because you have different things like icing or different sprinkles or different things that are on each individual one of them.
It's more like a complete change of cake. So you have the 4 that are different colors. So you think of the fondant or French fancy, it has the yellow one, the brown one, the pink one, and we had to make one up because there's usually only 3 in a pack. So we went for a purple one. And then there's 2 skins that you can unlock for that, like just by playing the game. One of them is like a pirate treasure chest, and the other one's like a ballerina. So those ones are like, you have to do special things in the mini games or the main game modes to unlock them.
I guess for you, Laura, you are the artist and director behind this game, correct?
Yeah, so Clem's the programmer and director, and I'm the artist. So he made everything work, and I made everything look nice.
Well, in regards to character design, where did you get the idea to turn a cupcake or a cake and make them atomically correct with arms and eyes and a mouth? Where did you get that idea from?
It was actually from a subreddit called Real Life Doodles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when people draw arms and legs on inanimate objects.
Yes.
I just hadn't seen that in a game before. I wanted something that stood out a bit, so we went for that.
No, it's definitely a very unique thing. And what's funny is, doing some homework before this interview, I found your guys' I want to say it was developer blog, where your community actually had almost like a bake sale where they baked everything and then they drew their own and made their own. And I thought that was such a unique thing to see a community before a game really kind of launches, you know, that early stages embrace the character design. I mean, how does that feel as a creator to see your creation become alive?
It's absolutely amazing. So before this, we used to work at Ubisoft, and I think I only had fan art of maybe 2 of my characters ever. And those, like, I kept them and I printed them out, and like I love them. Like, it's such a compliment that someone likes your characters that much that they want to draw them. But this is like a whole new level. Like, they actually baked them, and like it's just so funny. Like, someone baked all of them, like all 7 cakes on a little spinning tray. It was just, it's incredible the amount of work that went into it. It was, yeah, brilliant.
Now, in regards to Cake Bash, this game will be launching on October 15th for the PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Google Stadia. In regards to online play, will there be co-op between the different platforms and crossplay?
So there will be crossplay between Stadia and Steam, so that you have like a bigger pool of players to have like everyone play together. There is no crossplay between the console and Steam. That's really just Steam and Stadia.
And then I also read something about bots. How does that work into the actual gameplay?
So the bots are just bots that you can add. So the game is really, I mean, as we think, is more fun with 4 players. But obviously you can't always have 4 players, because sometimes you just play with your little brother or sister, or you just have like 3 people and you can be 4. So it's still playable with less if you want. It's fine. But we made these bots so that you can have always like a 4th player if we can have a person available for it. So you can just add them and they take part in the game and just play with you. There are sometimes they feel really good, sometimes they feel less good. it depends on the games really. But yeah, it's just like to fill that last spot in case you don't have a player to fill in.
I noticed that High Tea Frog has worked on other games as well, and Laura, you mentioned Ubisoft, The Division, and Watch Dogs 2. With a game like Cake Bash, even though that those games are completely 2 different styles or aesthetics of games, I got to imagine that there's some, challenges that come to making a game.
It's a huge difference. When you work on AAA games, you're kind of like a small cog in a big wheel, and now we have to do everything. Yeah. It's a huge difference, but there's definitely been inspiration from the games that we worked on at Ubisoft, which has made it into this game, like how our pipeline works, for instance, like how we learned a lot from working with big studios that know what they're doing, and it's been very useful. And
correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your guys' first independently published game, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been working on this game?
It's a bit more than 2 years now. Yeah, but it was like a bit like intermittent. Like sometimes we stopped to do a thing, especially at the beginning, and then starting like a year and a half ago, we were really like full time, non-stop on it. But yeah, it's been a long time. It feels like it's hard to like think about it because I was like, oh, it's been really like 2 years and a half that we started that. But yeah, I think we started the actual project. The first time we had something made for it was I think it was the 1st of April in 2018. I would make. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a while now.
So I'm always fascinated, and I love to ask developers this. The game is going to be launching on October 15th. You've been working on it for 2 years now. What are you planning to do on launch day? Do you watch Twitter? Do you see the feed of how many people are playing it? Or walk me through your schedule of launch day.
I mean, it's not our first game, and because we worked at Ubisoft before. I think it's really easy for developers to get like obsessed with stats, and I think it's actually quite unhealthy because we've done our best. However it does now, it doesn't, like refreshing pages isn't going to make it any better. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So what I wanted to do on launch day was have a big party and get some drinks in, but we're not allowed to do that anymore. So I think I'll probably just invite Clem over. We'll just have a bottle of mead.
Small party.
Yeah.
A small party with cakes.
Probably. Yeah, with cakes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. There has to be cakes, donuts, everything. It would be a shame if you didn't have them. How many people work at your guys' studio?
Us.
It's just us two, not me.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm a big fan of indies, and I'm always telling our audience here on this channel, support the indies, because I think that what you guys do as a studio and as a genre of games is so important. And so thank you for making this game. I mean, the fact that two of you have made a game that looks this impressive is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a contractor, we had an animator for some time, for about a year or so, and then we have a freelance audio team which is based in Leeds, and they do all the music and sound effects, and they've done a great job. They're just 3 people as well. So
this next question, Clem, I'll send to you first. What made you want to get into video games?
Wow. That's a big one.
Yeah.
The easy answer would be just games by themselves, just like playing games and like seeing how great they are and how it just like, how I would like to make that. But it took me a while. Like when I was a kid, I didn't really want to do that. And surprisingly, I think a lot of people say, I was a kid, I always wanted to do that. But no, it's like after high school in France, and then I went to university, and I realized what I was doing wasn't really interesting to me, and I didn't really enjoy it, and I didn't really know what to do. And I got the option of like looking into being a game developer. I was like, yeah, why not? Why not trying? And it worked out okay. So yeah, it came quite late to me, but yeah, really, it's like games are cool, and like it's really interesting to see how they work and how we can make things like from nothing. And you actually have to do everything to make it work, but then it's just great to have fun playing them, to see other people playing them. So it's all that together.
That's awesome. And Laura, how about you?
I grew up on games. I think what sparked my curiosity was Ocarina of Time, because that was the first game I played, and I thought, wow, this is like beautiful. Like I have no idea how they did this. Like, how does this work? Like who made this like thing of Link, and how can I move the camera around it, and like his little animations where he's like checking his shield and like moving his tunic and stuff. I just thought, like, how do you do that? And then the journey started. So I think I was probably only about 11 or so, but just got a bit obsessed.
Now, the toughest question of the entire interview. You have some fantastic characters in this game of cupcakes, donuts, various types of pastries. If the entire world, the humans were pastries, which one would you identify as? Which pastry would you be?
Oh, that's a curveball.
Yeah, toughest question.
I wouldn't want to be a tasty one because I wouldn't last very long, would I?
Well, it depends. If there's no one else to eat you, that's the interesting thing. Like, but maybe that's not a danger. Something with feelings, to be generous, to have more inside.
You could be a shoe bun.
A shoe, yeah, be a shoe bun. I can roll around and that would be great. Yeah, big butt.
I'd be an eclair because I can be like really tall and tower over people. I have a small person complex.
Yeah, for me, I'm really picky when it comes to desserts. Like I love very simplistic. I don't know if you have it in the UK, but it's funfetti. It's like a white cake, and they put sprinkles inside of it, and it kind of creates like a party. It's like $1. Yeah, it's $1 a box. It's the cheapest cake mix you can buy at the store, and my go-to is a cupcake, no icing, just funfetti cupcake, just by itself. So.
I'm going to be Googling that.
Well, to kind of wrap this up, guys, if people want to find more information about Cake Bash, where should you go?
At Play Cake Bash is the publisher account. You can follow us as well, High Tea Frog. We'll, retweet important stuff. And then there's a website as well.
Yeah, because it's playcakebash.com. There's Codsing's Twitter, where they used to retweet things about Cake Bash too, which is @Codsing.
Well, Laura and Clem, thank you so much for coming on. I absolutely can't wait to jump into this game, and I hope everybody watching is going to pick up this game on day one. If you're interested in picking up Cake Bash, don't forget the game will be launching on October 15th for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Steam, and Google Stadia. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. Are you like the thousands of people in the comment section down below wondering why does this channel have so little subscribers? Well, you can fix that today by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, commenting, and sharing it with your friends, which I know sounds like a lot, but I feel like our channel is worth it.